All right. Welcome, 19 Miles of Music Road. Appreciate y'all coming out in the cold weather. My name's Todd Paichy. Many of you know me on socials as the Songwriting Realtor. So I want to thank everybody for coming out, and thank you for letting me play last month. I really enjoyed that, and got a great show for you here tonight. We got Kevin, Cory, and Lisa. So let's go ahead and meet the riders tonight for the opening round. Lisa, where are you from, and what's your style of music that you might play for us tonight?
Well, good evening. I'm originally from Santa Monica, California, raised my children in Orlando, came here a decade ago, and couldn't leave if I had to.
So you've seen Nashville grow, I bet.
I love Nashville, and my style, I actually started classical training when I was about 5. So it never went away, that style. But what I do now is very girl at the piano with a little hint of that, is what I call it, and always spiritual in nature. Everything I do is about the heart. Wonderful.
I heard some of her sweet melodies warming up, so we're excited to have you. Thanks for playing.
Thank you, Todd.
Got Cory with us here, and Cory Pursley, did I say that right? Okay, my last name's Paichy, so I try not to mess people's names up, right? So Cory, you're from, did you say St. Louis area? And you actually came in town for this gig, didn't you? Okay. How long have you been writing songs, and what type of style music do you play?
I've been writing songs, probably 25 years been writing songs, but I've just started to recently to do some new things with them, go into the studio, record, and I'm enjoying this. This is great.
Awesome. Well, you're certainly in the right town. There's no lack of session musicians or studios here, so appreciate you playing tonight. And over here we have Kevin. Is it Faraday?
A Faraday, just like the clothing store.
Okay, well, wonderful. Well, we definitely are familiar with that here in Franklin. So
I can tell by the way people are dressed around here. I'm from Sylvan Park. We don't dress as nice.
Oh, no, you got some good restaurants over there.
We do. We
Park
sure
Cafe,
do.
all that stuff. Well, appreciate you playing. What type of music do you play, and how long have you been in Nashville? What type of music do you write?
I'm kind of a folky guy, influenced by people like in the old days, Jim Croce and Leonard Cohen and Jackson Brown and Bob Dylan and those folks. And I took a trip here in 1981, and kind of decided this may be the landing spot for me. And took me a few years to get there, but I moved here in '84, and I haven't seen any changes at all.
Yeah, right. Nobody moving here from out of town or anything like that?
No, it's really has quieted down, especially Lower Broadway.
And traffic's probably the same too, right?
Absolutely. And it's safe to hitchhike.
Very nice. Well, a gentleman named Roger Day on our team told me to ask you, and Roger, I hope I get this right, Celtics or Lakers? Are you a basketball fan? He told me to ask you about that.
Only the Celtics. There are no other teams. I was real fortunate. Thank you, all two of you. My mother, which Roger may not have told me, she worked for the Celtics for about 32 years. She was the assistant to this guy, Red Auerbach, who was at one point was the coach. And then he was the general manager, so it was a lot of free, really, really good basketball to watch as a kid.
I like that. Well, you have to bring Larry Bird with you next time you play.
Would be nice.
Well, let you guys kick it off here. Lisa, if you want to start us off, here's your opening round for 19 Miles. Thank you.
All right. I want to start with a song that is a bit of a signature for me right now. And if you've had something you've had to overcome ever in your life, this might speak to you. I had a very, very critical illness a few years ago, and I came through it, and I didn't think I would, but I'm here, and I'm so, so grateful. And so this song is about leaning into love, and the love that heals. And it came from a prayer that says, just for today, I will be unafraid to give to the world and know that as I give, I will receive. This is called Unafraid. to love with all my heart, even when it makes me cry. I'm learning to surrender what I cannot change, so I can face each new day unafraid. Unafraid when I live from love. I'm unafraid when I give from love. Unafraid and it fills my cup when I live from love. Unafraid when I live from love. I'm unafraid when I give from love. Unafraid and it fills my cup when I live from love. I'm unafraid of truth, it leads to understanding. I'm unafraid of sorrow, it keeps my heart expanding. My life's a patchwork quilt of all the memories made. Wrapped inside it I feel unafraid. Unafraid when I live from love. Unafraid when I give from love. Unafraid and it fills my cup when I live from love. Unafraid when I live from love. I'm unafraid when I give from love. Unafraid it fills my cup when I live from love. We trust what our heart tells us or what other people say. Either way, regret catches up to us one day. But every risk I took and every price I paid was a step to where I'm standing, unafraid. Unafraid when I live from love. I'm unafraid when I give from love. Unafraid and it fills my cup when I live from love. Unafraid when I live from love. I'm unafraid when I give from love. Unafraid and it fills my cup when I live from go with it. God knows I surrendered, and heaven knows I prayed. So I'll go where I'm going, unafraid, unafraid, unafraid. How about it? You just go with it. Thank you. There's a ghost here.
Hello, how's everybody tonight? My name is Cory Pursley. I'd like to thank everybody for being here tonight. I'd like to thank my family for showing up. And I'd like to thank Platinum Planet Records. That's my label. And their head chief and CEO, his name's Justin Peters. Would you stand up real quick and wave at everybody? There's a reason why I had him stand up. I was here about a year and a half ago, and he was the headliner. That's him down there on the front and the left. He was the headliner, and he had me stand up, and he said, there's an up-and-coming worship leader, singer-songwriter, and he's here. He traveled the farthest today. So Cory, I want you to stand up. And he had me stand up and wave at everybody in here. And but one thing he said at the end of it, he said, he's an up-and-coming worship leader. He's a great singer-songwriter, but he's going to be up here doing this himself pretty soon. And then here I am tonight. So thank you. So this first song I released this summer. It's called The Army Behind This Army. And actually, I have my producer was David Huff from David and the Giants and Legendary, and it was released through Platinum Planet Records. But this song is about a Bible story. And in this Bible story, there's a man of God, and the serpent comes up to the man of God, and he's afraid, very afraid. And he's like, there's a whole army surrounding this village that we're at, and they want to take you. They want to get you and take you with them. And the man of God leaned over and touched the young servant's head, and he said, Lord, I pray that you would open his eyes so that he can see. And then whenever the servant looked again, he could see an angelic army that was around the army that was surrounding them. And so then the man of God looked at the servant and he said, you see, there's more with us than that is against us. And that's what I wanted to say to y'all tonight. I'm here playing this song and singing this song, but the point of it is, whatever you might be going through, there's more with us than are against us. And when the man of God prayed, the Lord opened his servant's eyes so he could see what it looks like when God is on your side. So when he looked again, he could see what God would see. It was a mighty angel army surrounding the enemy. That's why I prayed like the man of God prayed. Lord, please help me today. Won't you open up my eyes to see the army behind this army? I prayed like the man of God prayed. Lord, please help me today. Won't you open up my eyes to see the army behind this army in front of me? In front of me. In front of me. And have you ever had a season where you're trying to believe in what the word says about it, but you feel like you're surrounded? That's when I raise my head. I take my eyes off of me, 'cause I know my help is there. It's just past what my eyes can see. And then I pray like the man of God prayed. Lord, please help me today. Won't you open up my eyes to see the army behind this army? I pray like the man of God prayed. Lord, please help me today. Won't you open up my eyes to see the army behind this army? And sometimes the enemy gets right in your face, and all you can think of is how to escape. You know if you run it will only get worse. Then you remember what should have come first. And then you pray like the man of God prayed. Lord, please help me today. Won't you open up my eyes to see the army behind this army? I pray like the man of God prayed. Lord, please help me today. Won't you open up my eyes to see the army behind this army in front of me? In front of me.
Some of you, I don't know how many of you actually attend this church. I've never actually been here other than, I guess about 2 or 3 months ago when Pierce Pettis was playing. But all I can say to everyone here, 1 Corinthians, but now this. He was quiet, he was shy, never looked you in the eye, focused to a shadow on the ground. Mobile with a phone, but his number was unknown, never rang as he wrote about the town. Engaged in conversation with his inner observation, reality was missed by a mile. Often he was lost between his thoughts, words echoed down that aisle. But his tongue stayed dormant in the land of no comment, kid with the invisible smile. His tongue stayed dormant in the land of no comment, kid with the invisible smile. Had a nervous twitch in his right eyelid, Morse coding what his voice didn't say. Backbone had a curve where he held the nerve he wished he could somehow give away. And he couldn't neglect the tension in his neck where the weight of his world was piled. Lines in his face he could trace to a mind that wasn't reconciled. And he carried his baggage as body language, kid with the invisible smile. He carried his baggage as body language, kid with the invisible smile. While he was driving down the road, gas pedal on his soul, startled by a telephone call. God was on the line saying, kid, you're half alive, as then he crashed into a wall. Heart stopped on a beat, spirit took a leap to the theater in the sky for a while. Movie playing had a star portraying a kid who thought God lost his file. It was the life review of you-know-who, kid with the invisible smile. Life review of you-know-who, kid with the invisible smile. Intermission. Closing credits. He saw how yesterday's decisions had influenced his vision. The past wouldn't let the present take a bow. And the root of confusion was letting illusion get mixed up with the here and now. Biggest perception, only transgression, had been putting himself on trial. With new facts, he got sent back behind the wheel, alive on arrival. No longer asleep at the driver's seat, the kid with the invisible smile. No longer asleep in the driver's seat, this kid with the invisible smile. And in the cracked rear view, he saw the kid that he knew, but it seemed the nervous twitch disappeared. Opened the car door, 2 feet on the floor, backbone straight, shoulders square. The impact of the crash fixed his whiplash. He looked around with the vision of a child, and his mind was tuned to a bigger room. As he adjusted that dial, on his face not a trace of the kid with the invisible smile. On his face not one trace of the kid with the invisible smile. On his face not a trace of the kid with the invisible smile. Yeah, he used his holy muscle, did the resurrection shuffle. Thank you.
How do you remember all those lyrics? Oh my gosh. While I'm here, could we just turn down the middle mic sound in the monitor by about 2/3? And the sound, thank you. So how many mothers are in the room? Most of the women here. And how many grandmothers are in the room? Oh my goodness, all right. And how many great-grandmas are in the room? All right, we're down to a few. I wanted to do something, this particular song does have a little story. It came from a piano lesson I was teaching. When I was, I don't know, 50 weeks pregnant. How many weeks do we do when we're pregnant? I forgot. Tells you how old I am. How long do we do pregnant? 37. Okay, I was 36. Thank God. 52 would have been history. Okay, so that tells you how good my memory is. Anyway, there was a mother who had just had a newborn. And she had decided that she was going to show that newborn that she wasn't going to be manipulated. And I was trying to teach this lesson, and this baby infant was just crying. It was before a milk could leak. But I was really ruffled by this experience. And how many of you like holding babies? So I decided then and there that I was going to hold my baby. I've heard that, there's all these different ways to raise a children, but I've heard that they learn to trust you early on. So this song is called I Will Hold You. Closer than you'll ever be, I feel you here inside of me. I want to make a world where everything is right. I want to hear you breathing in my arms at night. You feel my joy, you feel my fear. Can hardly wait until you're here. And if it's scary when you come to this place, I promise you'll feel safe when I meet you face to face. And I will hold you until my arms grow weak, and I will comfort you and kiss you on the cheek. And I'll forget about convenience for a while. Don't want to miss a thing, your first breath, your first smile. And I will choose from love in everything I do. So baby, when you cry, I will hold you. I promise to you I will give all that you'll ever need to live. But if I fall short of all I want to be, trust my love for you is always here inside of me. And I will hold you until my arms grow weak, and I will comfort you and kiss you on the cheek. And I'll forget about the schedules for a while. Don't want to miss a thing, your first words, your first smile. And I will choose from love in everything I do, 'cause I will hold you. Oh, and I know even the best intentions can sometimes fall short. But I trust the one who brought you to me will guide me through my heart. When I think of it, I almost can't believe such a miracle of love began inside of me. And I will hold you until my arms grow weak, and I will comfort you and kiss you on the cheek. And I will beam with pride as I watch you grow, and I will pray for strength when it's time to let you go. If nothing, you'll know how to love for all I do. 'Cause, baby, when you cry, I will hold you. I will hold you. Thank you.
This next song, I wrote this song a lot of times. I don't know. I'm sure that everyone in here has had someone that's close to them or a family member that has passed away. And a lot of times when that happens, we are focused on the way we feel about it. But this song I wrote to kind of give us a window into the way they see it and bring comfort to people who have lost somebody. So before I start this song, just think about that person that you lost or that had passed away, and just imagine this with me. We've all been given gifts upon this earth, and some of us have known them from the time of our birth. Well, these gifts are the people that we love. Sometimes the time we have, it doesn't seem to be enough, but we will cherish every moment we received, and we will honor every gift we have till it's our time to leave. When it comes to the pain we feel inside, well, there's a joy and a truth that cannot be denied. They're singing holy, holy around God's throne, and they're looking at our Savior with their own eyes. They're seeing the real reason that we live this life, and they don't need a Bible anymore, 'cause now they can walk right up and ask the Lord. And where they're at, there's no more pain to bear. They'll tell us all about it when we get there. They'll tell us all about it. And they might have left the earth, but they're not gone. They're singing holy, holy around God's throne. They're looking at our Savior with their own eyes.
They're seeing the real reason that we live this life, and they don't need the Bible anymore, 'cause now they can walk right up and ask the Lord. And where they're at, there's no more pain to bear. They'll tell us all about it when we get there. They'll tell us all about it when we get there. They'll tell us all about it. And when it's our time to go, we're gonna see them there.
I was sitting at the 12th Ave South Tap Room a while back, and I like to eavesdrop on people. I think it should be an Olympic sport at some point. So there was this table of 12 women. They're all about 30 years old, and they were celebrating one of the birthdays. And one of them out of the blue says, well, I'm gay, but my girlfriend is really attracted to straight women. So if it doesn't work out, I may have to go back to dating men. That was the most inclusive statement I've come across since Charles Dickens. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. Thanks for narrowing it down, Chucky boy. Each fingernail's a different color, so she can wave rainbows at the world. Gold-plated necklace, not what you'd expect with pink Converse, high tops, green laces, neon bright. That's her in black and white. Licking red lips towards the waiter, batting blue eyes at the barmaid. But nothing's hotter than that tattoo of Jodie Foster on her left shoulder and Lenny Kravitz on the right. That's her in black and white. Took her years to say, hey, I was born this way, and no one needs to mind my business, so I'll call you if I need a witness. Sings with the brown Telecaster, Rosie and the sepia tones. They played cover sets, just Katie Lang and Jerry Jeff. Check your local listings in the paper any night. That's her in black and white. Each fingernail's a different color, so she can wave rainbows at the world. Thanks.
How fun. All right, this goes so quickly. I want to thank you all again for coming tonight. Bill, Roger, Bob, everybody on staff here for your warm welcome, and our wonderful pastor. We have some challenges in our world right now. And one of the greatest journeys I've ever embarked on was something that was like a cherry to my spirituality, and that was discovering nonviolence. There's a practice of nonviolent communication. as I started to learn this, I discovered how to really be with people without judgment when they're in pain, or just to really hold them high and to see into the heart of them. And this is a gift that I just wish every human being in this room could experience. So this is based on that principle, and a beautiful poem by Rumi, which you may have heard, which says, "Out beyond ideas of right and wrong doing, there's a field. I'll meet you there." Open your heart, I will meet you out in the fields beyond right and wrong, holding a place where trust can greet you and you are known. Open your heart, I'll receive it, happiness, anger, joy, and pain. All of you met with no resistance, like the earth greets the rain. There's no need to change, no need to hide your feelings. It's sacred space. Here you are met with understanding and love's embrace. Open your heart, your needs matter. Allow me the honor to walk in your shoes, here where it's safe to feel the fullness of your heart's truth. There's no need to change, no need to hide your feelings in sacred space. Here let the weight like fog be lifted. We're gifted grace. Open your heart, it's true and perfect. Cracks in the clouds, let light shine through. Every misstep's just part of a journey to you loving you. Sweet the release for your courage. Solid oaks grow in dirt and sky tears. All of your reaching broken branches are welcome here. All of you is welcome here. Thank you.
Test. All right. Well, this is my third and final song. And this song I'm very excited to share with you. Not only do I get to sing it here at 19 Miles Music Row, but also today the studio version of this song is released. So welcome to my CD release party as well. So this song is about, like in the Bible, Moses asked the Lord, he's like, what should I call you when I go to Pharaoh to tell him to let your people go? And the Lord says, tell them that I am. And this song I wrote is called Because You Are, I Am. And, I think that I think the Lord's the same today, yesterday, and forever. And so when he calls himself I am, I think what he was saying was, whatever that thing is that you need, I am that thing. And if it's love that you need, I am love. If it's joy that you need, I am joy. If it's restoration that you need, I am restoration. And so I wrote this song. It's called Because You Are, I Am. When Moses asked you what to say, when he had to say your name, and even though much time has passed, the answer remains the same. To those who sat in darkness, looking for a light to find their way, to those who just felt hungry, no matter what they ate, to those who felt rejected, like no one knows their pain, to every orphan all through time who just wanted a last name, to everyone with their questions, he has given us his name. So who he is comes from our lips, and forever we are changed. That's why I sing, I am your healing, I am your strength, I am the love that you looked for, and all those other things. And I am the one who saw those things that you went through. And I am the one who wants that mess, so I can give you something new. I want to give you something new. I want to give you something new. Because he did. I am loved, and I am free. I'm more than accepted, I'm in your family. And now I'm leaving the pain of my past, I'm singing a new song, I'm living this life with purpose, I am right where I belong. Now I'm reaching out to Jesus, 'cause he's been right where I am. I'm calling out to the only one who can call himself I am. Yes, you call yourself I am. Yes, you call yourself I am. That's why I sing, you are my healing, and you are my strength. You are the love that I looked for, and all those other things. You are the one who saw those things that I went through. You are the one I gave my mess, and you gave me something new. That's why I sing, you are my healing, you are my strength, and you are the love that I looked for, and all those other things. And you are the one who saw those things that I went through. And you are the one I gave my mess, and you gave me something new. Yes, you gave me something new. Yes, you gave me something new. And now everything is new.
Halfway through my last song, I took a quick look up and didn't realize that there was a big screen of all of us. And I'm having a really bad eyebrow day, is what I've discovered. Which next weekend is the Groucho Marx Foundation benefit, so Gene Levy is the guest speaker, and he's getting the Alan Alda Award. So Thanksgiving, I had a bunch of people over, and we're talking about making soup and everything. And I thought I had this amazing insight, and my insight was that if you add hot water to anything, it's a soup. And I was so proud of that for like 5 minutes. Like, I figure if you just add a piece of pepper, you got pepper soup. Even if it's a speck of pepper, or if you put salt, it's salt and pepper soup. And to which my friend Jan responded, well, if you put a tea leaf in, it's tea. To which my other friend responded, well, if you put soap in it, it's a bath. Yeah, so I don't think I need any more friends.
Play my favorite tune on my stereo, push continuous repeat, and out the door I go, 'cause I believe the music might sanctify the atmosphere. I may not be right, but I kinda like the idea. Man on TV, speaking about change. Don't know how he plays, but he talks a good game, telling me that hope is a bigger weapon than fear. Don't know if that's so, but I kinda like the idea. Pull a trigger on a thought, awake the world from sleeping, like the guy who invented God. Now, that guy was thinking. Got a dog who I love, she takes me for a walk. Every stranger is her friend, there's a friend on every block. Must be a trick she's trying to teach this old dog here. That might be a reach, but I kinda like the idea. Pull a trigger on a thought, wake the world from sleeping, like the guy who invented God. Now that guy was thinking, and I kinda like the idea. Kinda like the idea.
Thanks for having us. We appreciate it. Good night. Enjoy the rest of the show.
All right. How about it for these great writers? Appreciate y'all playing. Now I have a question. Can we, Lisa, find your music somewhere if we wanted to check out some songs?
Yes. This is a little embarrassing, but the songs you heard tonight are not on my CDs because they're older CDs. However, I'm happy to send them to you by email if someone would like to.
Okay.
But if you like the ones you heard tonight, I do have some CDs out there and CDs that are not out there. So
Some merch in the back. All right.
yeah.
Good to know. Thank you.
Kind of like the
Lisa-
microphone
sorry.
cords that they wouldn't give us. Me and Cory, the only ones without actually microphone cords. I think they were afraid they were going to steal them.
Got to watch out for you guys.
Oh,
right?
and I forgot to mention
Yes.
LisaFirestone.com.
Lisa
Firestone.
LisaFirestone.com.
Like
Okay.
the tire.com.
And are you on any of the socials, Facebook or Instagram? Ish?
Barely.
Okay. So the website's a great place. Well, we'll be taking an intermission soon, and there'll be folks that can talk to you and ask questions and all that stuff. So thank you for playing. Cory, how about you? Where can we find your music at?
Wherever you buy music, just type in Cory Pursley, and the song I finished with and started with tonight will pop up. I got to record those in the studio with David Huff from David and the Giants was my producer, and it's phenomenal. If you want to check it out, I mean, he actually played the lead guitar that's in both of those songs, so it's phenomenal.
Awesome. Well, very important night with your release, so thank you for letting us be a part of that. How about you, Kevin? Where can they find your music at?
Well, years ago, I don't even know if I think I have a few in the car between me and my wife. Sorry, girl, she's married. We may have 3 or 4 out there, but years ago, some friends of mine had this brilliant idea. I thought it was really ridiculous at the time, but I kind of appreciated it. So 20 of my friends got together behind my back like 15, 20 years ago and decided to do versions of my songs. It's called Singer-Songwriter Heaven. So everything, if you just Google Singer-Songwriter Heaven, it will show up on YouTube and all the rest of the stuff, and Facebook and all that stuff.
Okay, on that thing they call the World Wide Web,
The
right?
web, the www.http:/, right?
I like it. I like
Backslash.
it. Well, thank you, Kevin, for playing. Cory, Lisa, thank you, everybody. How about a hand for our writers? All right. And we'll take a brief 15-minute intermission. As you may remember, we are donation-based, so we like to bring in the best writers on a monthly basis. So check out our donation box. We have some great food back there. These writers will be here kind of hanging out at the table to answer questions during the intermission. And I'm going to help Cory Batten get ready. So Cory Batten, as you'll learn, he's a friend of mine of 15 years. He's got hits by Blake Shelton, Chris Young. I mean, he's got so many I forgot him, and I've known him 15 years. So I think you'll really enjoy Cory. He's one of the nicest, funniest guys you'll meet in here. So we'll get ready for him. Check out some food in the back, and we'll be right back with you. Thank you so much.
I guess we gotta break down our stuff and bring it back.
Hey Lisa, get a photo of him.
bars. I'm just out in parking lots. I'm just meeting brand new girls. But it don't get nowhere, ain't nothing like what we had. Well, baby, you know, I'm still missing you daily, missing you nightly, missing you all the time, wishing I was holding you tightly, missing you daily. Hey, I love the guitar. Check, check. Oh. Maybe a smidge more vocal in these guys. Won't somebody tell me why you gotta tell me goodbye? Sounds good for me. You want to check that one, or are we good? I'll check it real quick. Let's use the drum machine, yeah. I don't remember why. I still think about it all the time. Missing you is always on my mind. How you been? Baby, I'm just fine. Missing you always. Thinking about the good times and the bad ones too. You lost me and I lost you, but hey, it goes that way, don't it, girl, sometimes, yeah. Yeah, just vocal, because I'm pretty soft. Oh, yeah, baby.
Check, check. All right. All right, guys, we'll get back started here shortly. Hopefully everybody had the time to get something to eat there and meet some of the riders and all that fun stuff. So we'll get started back up here with Cory. Give it a little bit here so everybody can get seated. Really appreciate you guys coming out and braving the cold tonight. It feels like it went from, I don't know if we had a fall or not, but it feels like we kind of skipped it, right? So now it's cold already. Well, we'll warm you up tonight. Just a little bit more with some good music from Cory Batten. So appreciate everybody being here. And let's get to know Cory a little bit. So Cory, I'm fortunate. I've got to be your friend for about 14 years now?
Did you say you're unfortunate?
Very fortunate, actually. I first met Cory, I wouldn't say stalking would be a good word, but I met him at a house party here in Franklin. He was playing with, I think, his friend Kent Blasey, who's had a lot of big songs with Garth and stuff. And I was like, this is probably 2009, right? I was like, who is that guy singing and playing guitar, man? He's good. I was like, I got to meet that guy. So I waited till it was over, just went up and introduced myself, and we've been friends ever since. And we played a lot of bad golf, right?
Yeah.
Well, you're usually 10 strokes under me, so I play the bad golf. He plays the good golf. But, Cory's just one of the most talented people I've met in my 22 years here in Nashville. I think you're really going to enjoy it. And he has several, as I mentioned, hit songs that you'll definitely recognize. And just one of the nicest guys in the world. And Cory, just wondering, you're from Arizona, correct?
Tucson, Arizona. Anybody from Tucson out there tonight? No, never. Never.
Worth a shot.
I bet you wish you were in Tucson tonight, though, right? It's like 75.
Oh, yeah. Now, here there's a pretty good basketball team out there that you like to follow.
There used to be. Yeah. We're 3-5 right now.
3-5. Okay.
Yeah.
Is it the Wildcats? Did I remember that correctly?
Yep.
Okay. Well, guys, we'll let Cory get started here for the Inside the Hits round. Again, appreciate everybody being here. I'm just really excited for you to hear Cory play. So with that, Cory Batten.
Thank you, Todd. How about a round of applause for Todd, huh? Host with the most. You need to buy a house. There's your guy right there, right, Todd? It's always a interesting thing when you are doing a gig in a church, right? And you do country songs about beer. I got several songs that might offend a lot of you tonight, but I'm like, well, do I play them? Do I only play my safe stuff? And I'm like, you know what? They want to party, right? They want to party. So I'm going to start with a song that you've never heard on the radio. It's a pretty awful song, and it'll never be recorded. And I'm going to start there. Is that cool? Yeah? All right. All right, let's kick it right off here. You can head for the door if you don't like it. Here we go. Just tossed my last dart, just threw back my last beer. There's a few hours left to happy hour, but boys, I'm out of here. She's blowing my phone up, wants me home on the double. And boys, when she gets like this, I know that I'm in trouble. She's halfway through a bottle of wine, says she's lighting candles. Hearing her slurring her sweet words is getting too hard to handle. I ain't sure, but I think I heard her say something about a little red negligee. Lord have mercy, I know what she's thinking. Bartender, give me my tab. Oh, I gotta get home fast. My baby's been drinking. I warned you. By the naughty in her voice and the giggle in her laugh. Well, tonight she's in the Cabernet. She's on her second glass. She's talking a little dirty, saying things she usually won't, like she needs me in a hurry. There's only one thing that she wants. She's halfway through a bottle of wine. Says she's lighting candles. Hearing her slurring her sweet words is getting too hard to handle. I ain't sure, but I think I heard her say something about a little red negligee. Lord have mercy, I know what she's thinking. A bartender, give me my tab. Oh, I gotta get home fast. My baby's been drinking. All right. She's halfway through a bottle of wine. Says she's lighting candles. Hearing her slurring her sweet words is getting too hard to handle. I ain't sure, but I think I heard her say something about a little red negligee. Lord have mercy, I know what she's thinking. A bartender, give me my tab. Oh, I gotta get home fast. I think my baby's drunk. Yeah, I think my baby's been drinking. Thank you and good night. Sorry, Todd. Anyway, thanks for having me, guys. That's the worst song you'll hear all night, I promise, okay? I've been very blessed to be in Nashville since 1999. I moved from Arizona, from Tucson. Came here the first time by myself in a white Toyota with all my stuff in the back and landed a publishing deal pretty quick with a company called DreamWorks. Raise your hand if you know the movie company DreamWorks, right? For a while, they had a Nashville label and publisher here in town, down on Music Row. And I got a deal pretty quickly within 9 months of being here, and I had 70 songs that I came into the deal with. They bought those songs for a few grand or something, and then they signed me to a 4-year deal, and I thought, man, this town is so easy. I'm already got a publishing deal. This is incredible. And they said, yeah, 4-year deal. It's back then it was something like 30,000, 35, 40, and it keeps climbing every year. And I'm like, man, this is easy. This music business is cake. And then came the end of that first year, and they called me in the office and sat me down and said, yeah, we're dropping you. So they let me go after my first year, and I didn't know what to do. I had lost all my songs that they bought. I had no more songs. I had written 30 or 40 songs with them that first year, but I thought, wow, this is harsh. I thought we had a 4 or 5 year deal. So I went home and licked my wounds and got a part-time job and lived in Tucson for a while. I'll never forget it. My dad, when I pulled back into Tucson with my U-Haul, he wasn't there to help me unload it. And I was always like, what the heck? And it was one of his little signal, like, you're not quitting, boy. You're not quitting, right? So he didn't help me unload it. I got mad at first, and then later I was like, yeah, he's right. So I hung out in Tucson for about 9-10 more months and then moved back to Nashville. And the second time back, I met a guy named Kent Blasey. Anybody know Garth Brooks in here? Yeah, you guys heard Garth Brooks? This guy, Kent, wrote with Garth really early on in Garth's career. And he's just a wonderful, wonderful, spiritual, amazing person. And he's one of those guys that, regardless of whether he's got tons of money or he's succeeded a bunch, he opens his door to beginners and everybody new. And him and I hit it off, and he kind of mentored me for a while. So I signed with him to a publishing deal, and I call myself a Nashville coattail rider, because one day down at RCA Records, we were in there playing some songs for some people, and in the hallway, one of the A&R people, the people that listen for songs for the stars, came and stopped Kent while we were walking out, and they said, Kent, would you please write with a young kid we have named Chris Young? Anybody heard of Chris Young in here? Yeah? And Kent said, well, tell me more about him. And they said, well, he's on his third song going to radio. His first two were in the 40s and kind of died, but when he really needs a hit song, and he loves Garth's stuff, would you please write with him? Well, I was standing there kind of kicking my feet, and Kent said, well, sure, as long as Cory can join us. So this is completely circumstance that got me in the room that day, but we all got together and wrote a song, and Chris came in with flip-flops. I'll never forget it, flip-flops and a swimsuit. It was in the summer, and he sat down and he said, well, boys, the label told me that I need a hit song or I'm going to get dropped from the label. That's my Chris Young, by the way, if everybody's wondering. That's my Chris Young. He said, so I need to write a hit today, and I need you to help me. And we were both like, oh, no pressure. Thanks, Chris, all right? But he just knew what he needed, and they were serious. He had one more shot at radio, and that was it. And we exchanged ideas and talked back and forth for a while, and nothing was hitting. It was about an hour into the co-write. My palms are sweating, and I'm getting kind of nervous because this is, for me, a huge opportunity, right? He's signed to a label, and if we write the right thing, maybe something can happen. But luckily, Kent Blasey, being a veteran of 25 years, jumped up and said, guys, hang on, I got something. And he went downstairs, and he brought up an old recorder he had. And I guess 2 weeks earlier, in the refrigerator, while I was getting some yogurt at his house or something, I had sung this. All I can think about is getting you home. And that was it. He played that, and he said, Chris, what do you think? Maybe they go to dinner, and, you know, she's looking so beautiful that they want to go home instead. And Chris said, well, boys, that's sexy. I like that right there. I think the ladies would like that one. So we were off to the races, and within the first 10, 15 minutes, we had the verse and chorus written. If you've ever written a song with Kent Blasey, that's how it goes. We're either on or off, and he was on right there for the first verse. And Chris, too, great writer in the room. And, you know, sometimes you get with artists that aren't really writers. They're just kind of in the room to co-write, but he's a fantastic talent. So anyway, we got through the verse and chorus. And we were starting the chorus like this. Walking through the front door. We kind of stared at each other like, what rhymes with door? That's a tough one, right? And Kent said, guys, if it's a sexy song, then we have to have her black dress hit the floor. And almost like two bobbleheads, we were two young guys looking at Kent, and we said, you're just a dirty old man. We can't put that in here, right? And so we broke for lunch, and we kept arguing with him and going, we can't have the black dress hit the floor. And he said, you need to. The ladies would like it, right? Anyway, we finally gave in. We put it in the song. And after we wrote it, Chris did a work tape, which is where you just press a recorder, and he sings with his guitar right there in the room. No special studio, just a recorder in the room. And he took it to the label, and they called that afternoon and said, we love this. We think it should be the single, but can we change the title to Getting You Home, and in parentheses, the Black Dress Song. So vindication for dirty old man Kent Blasey right there, all right? Anyway, it's been a while since I sang this one. If you know it, please sing along. It goes like this. Tuxedo waiter, black tie, white tablecloths, and red wine. We've been planning this night, looking forward to it for some time. Now, honey, I know you love getting dressed up, and you know I love showing you off. But watching your baby blue eyes dancing in the candlelight glow, all I can think about is getting you home. Everybody, here we go. Walking through the front door, seeing your black dress hit the floor. Honey, there sure ain't nothing like you loving me all night long. All I can think about is getting you home. I don't need this menu, no I don't. I already know just what I want. Did I hear you right? Did you tell me? Go pay the waiter and let's leave. Now honey, I know by that look in your eyes and your hand drawing hearts onto mine that our night out of this house ain't gonna last too long, when all you can think about is getting me home. Walking through the front door, seeing your black dress hit the floor. Honey, this show ain't nothing like you loving me all night long. All I can think about is getting you home. Like I said, it's been a while since I played out. I'm currently teaching 4th grade English over at Hunters Bend Elementary. Yeah. You guys all students? Former students of Hunters Bend? Cool little school. But I was thinking I only get to play a couple times a year now, so I thought I need to work up something special for tonight. You know, this crowd deserves something different from me. So I thought I'd work up the Marvin Gaye version of this song. Are you guys cool with that? All right, one time only. Here we go. Walking through the front door, seeing your black dress hit the floor. Honey, this show ain't nothing like you loving me all night long. All I can think about, all I can think about, baby, all I can think about, yeah, is getting you home. Thank you. Oh, one time only, one time only. Any Marvin Gaye fans out there, huh? One of the greatest singers of all time, for sure. Unbelievable. You guys mind if I play some piano? You cool with that? Yeah? They told me there was a cool pad on here. Let's see. Ooh. Pretty cool story about this next song, since we're on the Chris Young topic. So the cool thing about having a hit with somebody is you then have kind of a relationship, right? And the label wants you to write more songs because if something works, then, let's do more of that. So we spent a good 2-3 years writing with Chris. And it was always a lot of, you knew when it was coming. He was so busy. We saw him, he was playing, just to give you an idea of how the music business is, he was playing Billy Bob's in Texas. It was a country bar. And when we met him, he said, by the time he takes his band to Billy Bob's in Texas and pays them and plays the gig, he comes home with about $500 in his pocket, after the travel and all this stuff. Well, after he had Getting You Home and it was a number one, we saw him a year and a half later. It was that long. He was just busy playing. And he came back and he said, well, now when I come home, I make $20,000. So one hit changes, the whole dynamic of somebody's career. So we felt lucky, he felt lucky, everybody felt blessed, so we just kept writing more and more. And when I knew we had a Chris Young write coming up, that's all I would do for several weeks, is just sit there and think of him, listen to his music, and try and be like, what would he be cool singing on? I wanted to make sure I had ideas. I don't want to just go in there and hope something happens. I want to make sure I have a start on something. And I had this little ballad started. I don't know about you guys, but for me, guys like Doug Stone, Clay Walker, Joe Diffie, when these country guys back in the day did ballads, I was drawn to that. I would love to go to it was called the BX, Davis Monthan Air Force Base. It was like a little store, and I would go and just buy CDs and find the ballad on there. And there's something just about like that country tone, getting sensitive for a song, right? And they usually did, 9 honky-tonkers and 1 sensitive ballad. But I always was drawn to that sensitive song, so I thought Chris would sound fantastic. He's got a deep, oaky voice, and he needs a sensitive tune like that. So I brought this start into them, and Kent really liked it. Chris, not so much. He was like, that's okay, you know. But he said, let's do it. Let's do that one, then we'll write a different one. So we wrote it, and we got finished with it. It's called She's Got This Thing About Her. You can hear his version on YouTube. Pretty amazing job he did. But he kind of put it away. He didn't really like it for his record. Kent, again, saving all of us with his veteran wisdom, he took the version I did of a piano version, and he gave it to Chris's producer and said, you know, you really need to listen to this for Chris. He wrote it. Chris co-wrote it. Check it out. And he immediately told Chris, you're cutting this song. You'd sound amazing on it. So you just can never give up. You know, you just got to go, well, maybe today they're not in the mood to hear it, but let's pitch it over here. So that's how that panned out. The cool thing is Chris eventually came around to it, and he loved the song. And he recorded it, and he sent me a video to my phone, and it was him with a 12-piece orchestra behind him in the studio. And he said, I thought you'd like to see this. And they were putting strings on this. So long story short, I'm glad I found the pad, because hopefully I can make this sound somewhat like, you know, he did it. But check it out on YouTube. Chris Young's She's Got This Thing About Her. It goes like this.
Might be her smile, 'cause it can change my day. Blue eyes that chase my blues away. Might be her touch that keeps me coming back for more. Her loving words that keep me going strong. That heart of hers I hang my future on. What it is I can't say for sure. It's just she's got this thing about her. She's got this thing about her. Like the magic in your favorite song. You just can't put your finger on. In her arms when we're all alone. Get the feeling that I've come back home. She's got this thing about her. She stops time when she moves through the room. When she leaves, she's always gone too soon. I'm counting down the minutes till she's back. She's the love I've known eternally, that always feels brand new to me. I can't separate the fiction from the fact. It's just she's got this thing about her. She's got this thing about her. Like a hymn in a cathedral hall, or watching April snowflakes fall. In her arms when we're all alone. Get the feeling that I've come back home. She's got this thing about her. Like the magic in your favorite song. You just can't put your finger on. She's got this thing. She's got this thing about her.
Thank you so much. All right, let's try again. Anybody from Tucson here tonight? No? Thought maybe a straggler came in or something? Well, Todd knows this about me, our host. He knows that he knows the ins and outs of the music business. And when I was about 29, 30 years old, I had tried everything to get a record deal. From about 27 to 31, 32, I was showcasing with my band, playing sometimes 3-4 times a month, and had label deals with and label meetings, manager meetings, and everything. And people would come see me live, and they all said the same thing. They said, "Decent-looking guy, he sings fine. We just have no idea who he is." And it's funny looking back; they were exactly right. I did honky-tonk songs, ballads, fast songs, slow songs. I was just such a country music fan in Tucson, and also a Garth fan and a George Strait fan. And I never understood that they had a brand, right? But they did. They were, kind of cowboys who, and I mean, Garth, he like expanded the genre. He kind of got to a point where he did anything he wanted to do musically, right? And I thought, oh, I can do that. But I really should have learned to brand myself. So right around 32 or 33, I thought, I'm just so tired of getting denied in all these meetings, and they always say the same thing. So I really need a brand. And luckily around that time, I had my first song that ever went to radio was by a guy named Blaine Larson. Anybody know Blaine Larson? No? He was like 18, 17, real deep voice, sounded like a 50-year-old man, but in a 17-year-old body. And he had a couple hits, and then he recorded a song I co-wrote called I Don't Know What She Said, but I Sure Like the Way That She Said It. And it was about like a Selma Hayek, beautiful Latin woman that you don't understand, but it doesn't matter, because, right? And anyway, that went up the charts. So I went kind of from my heart, which was do whatever music I want, up into my brain. I started going, wait, I gotta be like a businessman. I gotta figure this out. So I thought, all these guys at the labels are going to be opening the Billboard magazine. They're going to start seeing my name. No one really knows who I am. But they might see Cory Batten co-wrote this, Cory Batten co-wrote this as it climbs up the charts. And it went to like number 19. And I kind of got some exposure in the business, and people started to know who I was. And it was a huge song. It was a number 1 in San Antonio, Texas, right? They loved that song right down there by the border. So I started thinking, I'm from Tucson. My first hit ever is this Latin-sounding song. I think I'm the first country Ricky Martin. Right? Raise your hand if when I sat down you thought country Ricky. Right? Country Ricky. So I wrote a second Latin song, and you're going to hear it tonight. Now, it never made the radio, and I never did become the country Ricky. But you see what you think, okay? Everybody go, ay, 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 ay. She'll be walking down the sidewalk, and all the flowers turn their heads like she is the sunshine. The Mexican vendor says que bonita, and prays she'll look his way just one time. Policeman high on his horse says yes, of course. Angel walk by, and the children on the street gather round her like she has candy. It goes on and on and on, 'cause everybody loves her. Whoa, everybody wonders, whoa, what she has. Everybody wants some of what she got. The sundress in the summer, man, the summer never been so hot. They can't steal her attention, no matter what they do, 'cause everybody loves her, but only I get to. Only I get to. She'll be going to a bar with all of her girlfriends, oh, but she never has to pay for a drink. All their talk is two-time and all their nickel and diamond, oh, it won't even buy them a wink. 'Cause she's taken, she's spoken for tonight, when she's only hoping for a good time. She just wants a good time, but everybody loves her. Whoa, everybody wonders, whoa, what she has. Everybody wants some of what she got. That sundress in the summer, man, the summer never been so hot. They can't steal her attention, no matter what they do,
'Cause everybody loves her, but only I get to. Only I get to. Yeah. So go ahead and watch her walk on by. In her heart she is mine, oh, mine, oh, mine. But everybody loves her, whoa. Everybody wonders, whoa. What she has, everybody wants some of what she got. That sundress in the summer, man, the summer never been so hot. They can't steal her attention, no matter what they do. 'Cause everybody loves her, but only I get to. Only I get to. It's a funny thing about life and dreams. In my mind at 32 years old, I thought, I'm going to be the next country Ricky Martin. Little did I know that at age 50, I still wouldn't be a country Ricky Martin. But I might be playing the Franklin Methodist Church on a Tuesday night. And I can send up a prayer to be the next country Ricky Martin. Are you guys ready? You get the woes. Here we go. Everybody loves her. Whoa. Everybody wonders. Whoa. What she has, everybody wants some of what she got. That sundress in the summer, man, the summer never been so hot. They can't steal her attention, no matter what they do. Oh man, that felt good. One more time. Just make me the country Ricky, please. Just one more time. Here we go. Everybody loves her. Wow. Everybody wonders. Wow. What she has, everybody wants some of what she got. That sundress in the summer, man, the summer never been so hot. They can't steal her attention, no matter what they do. 'Cause everybody loves her. Can't get enough of her. Everybody loves her. Pero solamente es posible que ella sí. She bangs, she bangs. Gracias. Gotta believe, man. You gotta believe. I saw some of your faces when I pointed for that tongue twister part. You were like, huh? Huh? Wait, what? If it makes you feel better, I can barely do it. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. Trying to remember my tunes. It's been a while. This next one, anybody in here ever hear the band called Love and Theft? No? Love and Theft? We got a taker? Love and Theft? They were a duo, still are. They're on Curb Records, I think, now. But they had a pretty good run. They had a hit. What was that? There's a little bit of heaven in an angel eyes. There's a... something like that. I don't know the rest of it, but... oh, no. Little bit of devil in her angel eyes. There's a little bit of heaven on the wild side. Does that sound familiar? Kind of? Yeah. That was their big hit. And they were on their second album, and I went into RCA Records and played them my little album again, trying to get a record deal. I've had good luck trying to get record deals and failing. That's my thing, is failing at record deals, but then getting a song recorded, which is fine. I'll take it. But they, this was a ballad that I pitched to a guy named Jim Catino over at RCA on my project, and he said, can I hold this for these guys? They're recording right now. So I had never met them or anything, but they did a fantastic job on this song. If you want to go to YouTube and check it out, it's called Thinking of You. And I always like to introduce this song the same way, because the music business is so much like life, right? You think it's going to go one way, and it goes another, and then it goes back, and it's just a ride for all of us, right? So
Thinking of You got released to YouTube. Never was a single on the radio, but it is on YouTube. And sometimes if I have writer's block, Todd, wherever he is, he knows how writer's block is. You don't like anything you're thinking, anything you're singing. You hate everything you're doing. So that happens to me sometimes, and I get blocked. So I'll sometimes go to YouTube and, pull up a song or two I've succeeded with and read the comments just to make myself feel like maybe I'm, connecting people, or that something good's happening with some old songs, and that makes me feel better, and then I'll start to like my new stuff better. It's a weird psychology, I guess. But this one, Thinking of You by Love and Theft, I went and checked it out, and it was right around, I think, Valentine's Day or something when they released it to YouTube, and did pretty well, got a bunch of likes and all that stuff, and a bunch of hits. And when I go to it now, I scroll down the comments, and the first 5 comments or so are like, man, it's wonderfully on Valentine's Day. If my boyfriend would just send me this song, I would love him forever. And then the next few comments are like, if my boyfriend ever proposes, I hope it's just this song and him on his knee with a ring. And the next 5 is like, this is beautiful. This is poetry for women. This is beautiful. And then right around comment number 18, you'll see a guy named #Leroy. And it just says, you can look this up, check it out. It says, this song sucks. And I don't know if Leroy was having a rough thing with love, or if he just doesn't like love songs or what, but you can go check it out. It's somewhere under the 20s, I know that. But so whenever I play this song, I dedicate it to Leroy, wherever he is. I hope you found the one, buddy, all right? This is for you. Well, girl, your hand brushing mine shouldn't be no big deal. But when it does, I can't deny how it makes my heart feel. You got my imagination running like a freight train on a downhill track, straight into the deep end of a feeling, and I know that it ain't coming back. I've been thinking of you, and how it feel to brush your hair back from your eyes and kiss you way over that line, and find out how good it could be. I've been thinking of you and me. I don't want to go and make things complicated, and keeping you as my best friend would be okay. But what if everything we ever wanted was a whisper and a touch away? I'd rather risk you knowing, and be the fool forever, than never say I've been thinking of you, and how it feel to brush your hair back from your eyes and kiss you way over that line, and find out how good it could be. I've been thinking of you and me. Oh, I've been thinking of you, and how it feel to brush your hair back from your eyes and kiss you way over that line, and find out how good it could be. I've been thinking of you and me. Thinking of you. Oh, I've been thinking of you. Thank you, guys. That's for Leroy, wherever he is tonight. Hopefully he's in love. Married. Any Blake Shelton fans out there tonight? Yeah. If anybody wonders, you know, you got some of these stars are one way on camera and another way in private, right? Not Blake. Exactly the same as you see him on TV. I got to meet him a few times. It's really wild. Sometimes you don't know these people at all when they record it, right? The first time I ever met him was at a number one party for this song. So he had recorded the song, put it out to radio, and it had climbed the charts for 5-6 months, and then they had a number one party at a place called BMI, and that's the first time I ever actually laid eyes on him and met him in person. But it's a pretty cool thing. If you have a number one song, they'll have a little gathering at BMI or ASCAP. It's kind of a lobby about as big as this room right here, and what they do is they send out a mass email to everybody in the music industry and tell them 4 o'clock on a Tuesday or a Thursday, come and we're going to celebrate the success of this song. So I got that email and I got excited and got showered up, and my mom and I went over to BMI at about 10 till 4, 5 till, make sure I'm not late for my party. And 4:10 came, 4:15, 4:20, 4:30, and it's just me and my mom and the receptionist in the lobby for about 30 minutes. And I'm like, Mom, did we read this wrong? What's going on? Well, it turns out in music business time, 4 o'clock means 4:45, right? That's when you start showing up at 4:45. I've never been very hip, so I got there early for my own party and was actually an hour early for my party. The good news about being there that early is Blake got there at 4:15 or so because he had to do press. So he had to get with magazines and some radio stations and television and interview about the song and talk about it and stuff like this. So it's me and my mom, and the receptionist is over there, and in comes Blake with his manager and a couple other people. And he sees me all the way across the room, and he goes, "Hey there, ain't you Cory Batten, the co-writer of this song we're celebrating today?" Now, the weird thing was, this is back in the days of MySpace, and I had never met him, so I think he was MySpace stalking me, right? I think he was checking me out on there. Because we had no reason to know what each other was like, right? So I went over and met him in the middle of the lobby and shook his hand, and I said, "Blake, thank you. Your voice is fantastic on this. You were amazing, and thank you for recording it, such a blessing. I appreciate it." And I'm just rambling on, and he's just staring at me like this. And I'm like, "Have you met my mom? This is Helen, and the receptionist, Betty, back here. Boy, we're early. This is weird, huh?" It's getting kind of awkward, and he's just like this. I mean, to the point where it got weird, right? It's just like, is he going to talk? And I'm fidgeting and looking around like, do I just leave the situation? What's going on? He goes, "Boy." I'm like, "Yeah, Blake, I'm going to beat your butt." He didn't say butt, but we're in a church, right? So, and I said, "I thought this was a party. This is a good thing." And he goes, "Man, I had to fly on a red eye Sunday night and fly up to New York City and sing your song at 4:30 a.m. on the Today Show, and you put too many dang words in it. You made me mad." Right? So he is exactly who he portrays to be. No different. Anyway, and he's right? The older I get, the more words this song has. So if you know it, sing along. It may be a little too old. I think this was 2009 or something. Wrote this with a young girl named Jen Aiden. She asked me to write, and we met at a coffee shop, and we both had nothing to write that day. And it was spring, and there was a wildflower. And she was like, "Well, what should we write?" And I said, "Well, since we don't have anything, let's write about that." And so we started with that and just put the next line in, and the next line after that, and the next line after that, and it was pretty weird. Demoed the song, and it was recorded by Blake in 2 weeks, so it's the weirdest thing. Anyway, it goes like this. Sing along if you know it. Here we go. You got to help me out. Red roadside wildflower, if I had only picked you, took you home, set you on the counter, oh, at least a time or two. Maybe she'd have thought it through. Yellow sunset slowly dipping down in the rear view. Oh, how she'd love to sit and watch you. I could have done that a whole lot more. If I hadn't been so stubborn, been so selfish, thought about her more, thought about me less, joked to make her laugh, held her when she cried, a little more of that, maybe I wouldn't be driving like hell, flying like crazy down the highway, calling everyone we know, stopping any place she might be, going any place she might go, beating on the dash, screaming out her name at the windshield, tears soaking up my face. If I'd have loved her this much all along, well, maybe, yeah, maybe she wouldn't be gone. She warned me it was coming, said if I didn't change she was leaving. Well, I just didn't believe she would ever really walk out. God, I believe her now. Called her mama, cried like a baby to her best friend. If they seen her, they ain't saying. They ain't saying. Now I'm cursing like a fool, praying it ain't too late. All I wanna do is fix my mistakes, find her, beg her for one more try. Until then, well, dang it, I'll be driving like hell, flying like crazy down the highway, calling everyone we know, stopping any place she might be, going any place she might go, beating on the dash, screaming out her name at the windshield, tears soaking up my face. If I'd have loved her this much all along, well, maybe, yeah, maybe she wouldn't be gone. And I wouldn't be beating on the dash, screaming out her name at the windshield, tears soaking up my face. If I'd have loved her this much all along, well, maybe, yeah, maybe she wouldn't be gone. Yeah, she wouldn't be gone. Yeah. Red roadside wildflower, if I'd only picked you, took you home, set you on the counter, oh, at least a time or two, maybe she'd have thought it through. Thank you, guys. Thanks to Blake, wherever he is tonight.
All right. How about it for the country Ricky Martin, Cory Batten? Well, Cory, really want to say thank you for playing 19 Miles. It's an honor to have you here. Where can they find your music online?